go ahead and get this started. I'm gonna make sure it updates and you guys can actually see me. I had to do some latency because it didn't actually like match up correctly. But long time no see. How you guys doing? Hey Funky Pro. Uh, Glad to still see you around. So we got 5 viewers right now. I just got an error message. Let me know if it's laggy. It's saying that my bit rate's a little bit low, but we'll keep going from here. So, um hey guys, how's it been? I've been working on the video for like 5 months, so today we're actually gonna take a look at it. You can actually see some stuff on my screen. We're gonna watch it, and I'm gonna talk about it, sort of get some advice from you guys, and also give you some behind the scenes looks at some of the stuff. For example, the thumbnail creation process, the editing process, sort of some of those cool things that I've been doing with this video in particular. So, yeah, let's go ahead. Close that out. I've tried to set this up as best as I can, but the edit was on my laptop because I was doing this on and off, and my laptop's a lot more powerful. It was the only reason I could do this video. But the stream's on my desktop, so there's gonna be a little bit of a difference in terms of like I'm gonna have to change around some stuff. But for now, let's hop over to my laptop. Let's go like that, and let's check out this edit. So, obviously, if you've been in the Discord a lot, you will have seen the video timeline before. It's a little laggy. I might have to restart it real quick, but hopefully not. It's a very intense edit, so you'll see why in a sec. But this is the entire edit. It continues going up to the top. It continues going down. There is a lot. So let's explain it a little bit just to start off. So obviously this was a 7-day challenge. I did it over the course of an entire week. I recorded for 2 to 4 hours a day. And that's why I tried to color code this down to orange being day 1, this yellow being day 2, this light green being day 3, and then day 4, day 5, day 6, and then the purple is day 7, the last day. My goal is to kind of watch day 1 through day 6, and then we'll leave day 7 for the official sort of release, just so that it can be a little bit more fun and you guys will still get that little surprise at the end to see how it all came together, because a lot does happen on the last day, and obviously a lot happens throughout all the other days as well. Obviously, if there's anything you want to see in particular, please just let me know. We can go in on specific things. You can have me pause. There's a few things that I'm going to show you guys today. There's going to be an ad run in a second. I don't want that. It's been too early. Way too soon. I'm going to skip the ads. Okay. So, some ideas is the timeline. So obviously we'll take a really close look into this and sort of see some of that stuff. We got the intro, which I worked on a while back and then actually cleaned up today. So I really hope you guys like that. It took a while. I did some cool things. Actually did some storyboarding, which unfortunately I couldn't find that paper with the storyboarding, which is a little sad, but that's okay. We got some other stuff for thumbnails. And then also, we got just the recordings, the sheer amount, something like 50 gigabytes of recordings, absolutely insane. And then also this really cool feature called Fusion. Let me see if I can find one. We're gonna go right here. And so in DaVinci Resolve, there's actually this thing called Fusion, which allows you to specifically sort of like edit the clips. And if okay. So if I go over to here, select this clip. I don't know why it's so laggy. It really shouldn't be. And then we're going to do open in Fusion. So I'll show you guys some of this stuff, but obviously it's going to be a little slow because of just the size of this edit. It's going to open up. Maybe, possibly. This one really shouldn't be lagging that much because I made sure to run the stream on my desktop for this exact reason. We'll go ahead and start watching it in just a second, but in the meantime. Okay. We'll tune back into that later. I'll start the video and then I'll try to mess around with this in a second. So, let's switch back over to the video. So this is the opening scene of the video, and you can see at the top 1 month ago. I'm thinking potentially I might change the text to be maybe a little bit darker so it's a little bit more visible against the sky. But let's go ahead and set this down to 0, and I'm gonna hit play and just mute for a second. Obviously give me, if you guys see anything off, just hit me with that feedback, and we'll go from there. And it looks like that Fusion page did just launch up, but let's go ahead and go for this. It actually, surprisingly, the edit only crashed twice this entire edit, like this entire time making it. But that's why I was editing on this laptop, because my desktop would not be able to handle it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and mute and hit play, and let me know if you can hear it. And then if you see anything off, just let me know, and I'll pause when there's something I kind of want to like run past you guys and all that. If you haven't seen the pinned comment, if you give really constructive feedback and stuff or advice, you're going to get credited in the description of the video. Yeah, I don't know. I was trying to keep it kind of simple. I get what you're explaining. I was kind of trying to keep it simple because it's like a simple introduction, right? You'll see it in a second, but I'm gonna go ahead and mute, and we'll go from there. 1 month ago, I posted a video where every like, comment, and interaction added to my money goal. Now I'm stuck with a massive challenge, earning $4,263,000 in just 7 days. Logging on to day 1, I found myself in a spruce biome. I wasted no time and quickly crafted some starter tools, then set up a perimeter where I wanted to start my base. While I was setting up that perimeter, I did manage to get some sweet berry bushes, so we're going to plant those to hopefully make some quick money from that. And while those are growing, I actually want to clean up our claim a little bit so we can hopefully build some more infrastructure and maybe build a couple more farms and even a starter base just to protect us from the mobs, because they are going to start closing in as it's now nighttime. Why are there so many of them? And we're dead. And we made it through our first night with just a few deaths. And so that was kind of the first mistake that I picked up on in my quick watch before this stream. I'm gonna fix that. I already have it written down, so I just wanted to point that out so you guys don't have to worry about mentioning that in chat. But yeah, sort of just stuff like that. But if something just feels off, if that music just isn't really right, if it's too loud, if it's like not entertaining, and sort of just like if you think I should remove some like edit that I did, or maybe add another replay mod because it needs to be a little bit more engaging, or add some text, sort of just stuff like that is really what we're looking for advice. And just sort of like if you get if you get bored of something, you kind of like lose attention and kind of look to your right or think about switching out of YouTube or switching to a different video. That's what I want to know. Even if you don't know why, just say I got bored here. Or, oh, I just kind of got distracted. Oh, not that interesting. Because we have 48 minutes worth of recording here in video. So I can cut this down as much as needed. And especially with day 1, with it being about about a fifth of the whole overall video, it's important that this is like super interesting, right? But let's go ahead and hop back into it. It looks like our berry farm is also producing, so I guess it was worth kind of sticking around here. We also got some dirt, and I don't see any on AH, so I have a feeling that we might be able to sell this. So we're going to go ahead and post that for 1,000, and hopefully that will get us a little bit of money. I was hopefully going to sell this spruce logs, but after all the deaths we had last night, I think it might be worth actually turning it into some more fences and using that to just strengthen our perimeter. Because right now, we cannot survive another night. We just die like instantly. And that's actually looking so much better. We're actually protected now. Hopefully we won't be dying again anytime soon. I think we can actually head to spawn now and make our first bit of money by selling our spruce saplings that we got, maybe some brown mushrooms. We're gonna hold on to the seeds. Maybe we can build a farm with that. We'll also sell our cobblestone, and we can't actually sell sweet berries, so I guess that will be our food supply for the next time. So that thing that we just saw, the money thing at the top, that I actually designed, and I don't know, I think I can clean it up a bit. I can change some colors if you guys think that would be a good idea. Let me try to, no. Let me try to just get it a little bit farther forwards. And, okay, I messed it up. Right there. Okay, so yeah, it's pretty simple. Every single time money, like, big changes, Cosmo, you might be. There's a chance, honestly. I tried to keep a lot of you guys. Like, I saw some of you guys out there. I don't know if any of you realized it was me. I was on my alt account, right? So there's a chance. But I think the gray should be a little darker, and the font in the middle should be white. I was almost trying to hide it. So when that green comes across, it gets a little bit tricky. And obviously I don't want this to distract people too much. It's more of a tracker, but I can definitely mess around with the color. There's a lot of these, so I don't know if I'm fully going to change it like a lot, but we'll see. So you're thinking gray should be a little darker, and then in the middle should be white. I'll definitely mess around with that and see what happens. And by the middle you mean that, like, the white text, I'm guessing, but we'll go from there. Yeah, so I can actually, if you guys want, show you the elements. Let me switch over to my laptop real quick. So this was actually Fusion, for anyone wondering. I was tracking, you'll see this in a bit once we switch a day, but I'm tracking every single day to a specific thing in the blocks and stuff. That was my, like, big, like, show the, like, what day we're on. I tried to do something interesting for each one. So obviously you can see this one matches the ender portals. This one was definitely the best out of all of them, but the other ones are still pretty good. So that took, I think, for all 5 of the ones I did, took something like probably like an hour to 2 hours, because I messed up a little bit and there was some problems. But we can go over to these assets real quickly, and you can see sort of like, this is what I designed in, like, Photoshop, right? This is what I kind of wanted it to look like. And then I grabbed those outlines and kept those right here, right? And so then I animate them inside the edit so that it can show up. And then I add the text myself so that I can change that easily. And then this green bar is slowly going to, like, I cropped it, and slowly going to fill up as we get more money. And sort of that's, like, the easiest way I've found to do a progress bar. There's probably some easier ways out there, but this is definitely just the most straightforward. Have 3 layers and sort of just go from there. Let's see if I can find one. Yeah, so sort of like this right here should hopefully, was it this? Yes. So you got your color, you got your base. Why isn't it zooming in? But yeah, so you got your color, your base, and then the text right there, the text on top, and sort of just changing it like that. So that's one of those cool features you can do. I've done it a couple times in different videos, sort of these bars, and they're one of my favorite things. And I really wanted to make sure to include it into this to sort of connect the whole video up and remind people of, like, what the goal is that we're going towards. But yeah, let's go ahead and hit play again. I'll also try to not pause too much, just so you can fully get enveloped into the video, but this is the first time it appears, so I kind of just wanted to point it out. To spawn now. I think what I'm gonna do is and manage to get straight cash. Can't actually sell sweet berries, so I guess that will be our food supply for the next time. Also, while it spawned, I voted and managed to get straight cash from those crate keys, which put me up to $50,000. And I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna spend $5,000 on a stack of bamboo, because I know I can make that back super easily. Looks like our wall also isn't working that well, so we'll just keep this guy away from me. Of course, there's one block that's gonna cause us to die. And since we invested $5,000, we now have a stack of bamboo. So let's go ahead and plant a bit of a bamboo farm here. Place them all down right here, and then we can collect them after. And even if they aren't grown too much, it's time for our first harvest of bamboo. Crafted up a stone sword specifically to be able to cut this all down super quick and easily. We got almost 2 stacks here. I know we're already kind of like taking up a lot of space, but I think the best option to do next is probably some sort of farm, because we did get this Fortune 1 hoe from one of the crates. And rather than a normal wheat farm, I spent $2,960 to create a nether wart farm, because in the long run, it should make me more money. So the ways for me to make money right now require me to be around. Well, the bamboo grows, well, the nether wart grows, well, the sweet berries grow. I need to be here. So I need to find a way that I'm not just sitting around, but also that I'm making money while I'm waiting. I figure trees, wood, everyone needs it. It's selling for a lot on AH, $5,000 a stack. So I might as well just start selling like spruce wood. $5,000 a stack, obviously for 4 million, that's gonna take like 1,000 stacks. And I think what we're actually gonna do is use some of this space that we've now cleared out to start building a sort of wood farm, which we are gonna probably do the big spruce trees because they're gonna make me the most money. Now the only problem is I don't have any bone meal, so we're gonna have to do this the old-fashioned way and sort of just spread them out and hope they grow over time. And our first stack of wood did sell that we posted, which is an easy $5,000. Whoever lived here before me left so many floating trees and it looks so bad, so I'm probably gonna take care of those real quick. While I was cleaning up the surrounding trees, a few grew, so I went over and harvested them before selling all the drops I got on AH, which will hopefully make me $20,000. I figure it's about time we do some mass selling because my inventory is starting to get super messy. So let's farm up this last little bit of bamboo, and then we'll also collect our nether wart. This could be the first collection. So almost a full stack from one side. We're gonna need to replant all these, so obviously that'll make us a little bit less money. And I'm actually tempted to almost post these on AH. So they're selling it for about 2,000, so we could undercut them and go about 1,500 maybe. And we're just gonna sell all of these. We're at $53,000. That brought us up 7,000 more, so we're at 60,000 now. And I think I could sell this to the miner for a little bit extra money, 5% more, which is fantastic. And it also looks like 3 more trees grew, so we can actually take some time to collect those. I'd love to actually get a better axe, but I don't think there's really gonna be any on here that we can afford as of right now. 4,500,000, that's literally our goal. But maybe we just buy that as our special item that we're gonna give away to you guys. Okay, I think we finally have someone selling the axe. I probably overpaid. I just went ahead and said $45,000 for the axe. Okay, and driftwood axe acquired. Efficiency 5, looting 2, fortune 3. But I think this was a big ticket investment that's definitely going to be worth it because look at this speed. And with level 50, we actually unlock Tree Feller, which means we could do a really cool trick in just a second. Okay, if we right-click the air, it breaks the entire tree, which is absolutely insane. Now, obviously, there's a cooldown, but we still managed to destroy 2 whole trees with just a click of a button. And I just went ahead and spent another $10,000 on a mending book so that we can make sure when our axe gets low, we'll be able to immediately fix it. But don't worry, even though that we're down to $10,000, we have about $90,000 worth of spruce logs that we need to sell, and another $10,000 worth of bamboo slabs. I'm also going to set up a chest shop so that hopefully people will come and buy our logs directly from us, where we can sell them for a little bit cheaper, not too much, but if we sell them for $2,500, we won't be taxed on that money, which means that we'll be able to make like a little bit more. And we'll send something out in chat so that hopefully people will come and buy some. It was so much work getting all this, and I don't want to have to spend hours selling it on AH. While those were selling, I went back to farming for more bamboo and spruce logs so that I could make sure all my shops had enough items to sell. And our entire inventory is going to sell for $13,000, which I think I'm okay with. Honestly, I might save the saplings and try selling those on AH. I think we might be able to get a couple thousand for those rather than just 200. We're gonna try to sell a stack of spruce saplings for $7,500. I feel like that's fair, honestly. And it already sold immediately, so I probably should have charged more, maybe 12,000, but we'll leave it for now. Hopefully, if we can get another stack, that could be something. Like, I just run through this forest and break all these trees and just get so many saplings. Looks like our logs are finally starting to sell. I need to post some more super quick. I think it's about time we make ourselves another portal and maybe go explore in there, because there's so many incredible methods in there. So we're gonna need 10 obsidian. 1, 2, 3, 4. And just build it right there. And if we light it, now unlocked the nether. Let's go. And we'll try one more post in chat. Trying to get people probably won't work. I don't think we've ever gotten a customer who actually bought from us. Duck Detective. There we go. Our first customer. This person is buying us completely out. What? Oh my gosh, they just spent like $20,000. We are back in business. We are one spruce sale away from $100,000. And we actually see a driftwood pickaxe for $32,000 here, and I think I might buy it because the one... Yeah, so Funky, the GUI, that was one of our, or the UI, those are one of the most used effects I'm using in this video, right? Because it's easier to use and it works into the video so well. But if you ever feel that it's overused or it's unnecessary, please let me know, because I will admit I used it a lot. It's almost every single GUI, maybe not every single one, but it keeps people more engaged, right? So I think that's good. And I also, if you haven't noticed it probably, but if you have noticed it, good on you. I've been like adding sound effects for when they move, right? And they've actually correspond to what GUI is moving. So the auction house is this sort of like stone scraping sound effect. And then there's also like a specific whoosh, right? And there's also, for the money thing down up at the top, the progress bar, there's a sound effect for the money being spent and a different one for the money being earned. So it's kind of like, there's some that I realize I've missed and I probably won't go back and fix them. But if you think it would have a better effect, or if you think it would be more interesting if they were to have an effect, like have a sound effect, just let me know and I can definitely go back. Like if there's a boring part but this GUI moved, but you think like maybe a sound effect would have made it even more incredible, then like definitely say something and I'll definitely do that. But I'm glad you liked the different sound effects. Yeah. It's sort of just like those little things that I was trying to add just to not get boring, because I know some people will say like, oh, using the same sound effect is super boring. But in this case, it's like I'm using a different one, even if it's slightly different. The only thing that's the same is maybe the effect. Okay, let's hop back into it. That we were seeing earlier was upwards in 50,000, which also makes me think I overpaid on this axe, but that's okay because the axe has made us so much more money. And we'll go ahead and that will be our new pickaxe. And with that pickaxe, I'm feeling kind of comfortable to maybe check out the nether a little bit. Maybe a good spawn. Okay, it's not terrible. We're not like in the sky or underground, and we actually have some gold over here. So there's no harm in collecting this. It's free money. I decided to do a little bit of exploring around and mined up some ores to make some quick money. Eventually, I found myself by a lava lake, which was surrounded by patches of magma blocks, so I made sure to set a home to get back later. Then went back to my base where a big customer had just shown up. Big ticket customer here. They're buying our whole supply. What the? Oh my, they're still going. They just gave us, we went from $101,000 to $166,000. They bought half of the double chest. Obviously, they're gonna get a message saying thank you because that was a crazy, crazy buy. When I logged on day 2, I decided to immediately claim my daily and vote rewards, then went to open the keys at
we got
spawn.
our first spawner of the time, and a sword, which was the one tool we were missing out of this crate. So now we have the pickaxe, the axe, and a looting 4, knockback 4 sword. Now we're gonna keep this zombie spawner in our chest for now because we just don't actually have a silk touch pickaxe. So if we place it, we're not gonna be able to remove it. But what we can do is go ahead and collect some of our resources that grew a little bit overnight. Also, all of our items on AH sold overnight, which is super helpful. So that means that we should probably post a few more on there just so we can get some more sales. From there, I made my way into the nether to try to make a bit more money through mining magma blocks, since that was making us so much in day 1. This lava is kicking my butt right now. We're losing probably so far like a stack. Nope. Can't wait to see actually how much money we make off of this. We've almost gotten an entire inventory, or at least like the available slots. Why is there so much lava just under the magma? It doesn't make any sense. See how much our inventory is worth. We're mining for probably like 10 minutes or so that's not bad. We have about 22 stacks, so at $2,000 a stack, we're looking at about $44,000. So that should actually get us up to 200,000. Because of all this mining, our tools were close to breaking, so it was time to enchant them with mending. But first, I needed to go mining for some iron to craft myself an anvil. Make an anvil, apply our enchants, and then get back to making actual money. That is a lot of drowns. Holy, they're definitely gonna kill me. I'm drowning also. That would not be good. We just got here. Oh, I'm dead. 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 Yep. Okay, try 2. This time we're taking on a jungle biome. So we're just looking for like something other than a small island, really like a big land mass. Let's see it. Massive mountain ranges. That's going to be perfect for finding iron. I already see coal, lapis, and copper. Iron immediately when we drop down also. Oh, that might be deep dark. If that's deep dark, I'm going to have to find another cave. We found a spider spawner. Nice. And we mine into diamonds also. Gonna have to check age. I think we'll make our money back if we buy a silk touch. Unfortunately, there was no silk touch on age, so I went back to mining for resources. Oh, and another one right. That looked like a lot of diamonds there. Holy. We're up to almost a stack of diamonds. Selling this is gonna make us so much money. Another 4 vein also. Dang. 5 vein. Let's go. I really got to get a better food supply because berries are so slow at healing. 2 more This is like the 5th one we found in this little area alone. It's crazy. That person's selling a stack of diamonds for 5,000. I'm going to snag that. I feel like that's an easy flip, no? So automatically, if we were to sell that, we double our money. So that person, I don't know if they messed up or what, but we're obviously going to sell it for even more than that because we can sell these diamonds, get so much more money, like a stack for 25. Oh my gosh, we found a lost city. Holy, I didn't think there was actually one around here. I'm probably gonna go in, but I am so terrified right now because one spawns right away. What? What is happening? Why did one spawn right away? There he is. The big guy.
It wasn't easy exploring the city, and I had so many close calls with wardens. But I did manage to find some unlooted chests and diamonds scattered around, but eventually died after making too much noise.
Oh, he's right next to me. Nope, I'm out. Get me out of here. This way. Oh my god. Oh god. Half a heart. Just get me to the chest. Anything inside? Fire protection, 2 books. No lead, nothing. Just gonna keep running. And of course I'm out of hunger. There we go. I could just mine forever. I just love these caves. But we really should be getting back soon. I'll grab these last few diamonds. So we managed to get just under 4.5 stacks of diamonds. So if I go like this and then I sell, we'll see if this sells. I put 16 up there for $10,000. We're really starting to get a lot of inventory also. We have our spruce wood. We're gonna have so much copper and iron. We're gonna go ahead, we're gonna apply mending to our axe. And we're gonna quickly hold that in our right hand, head into the nether, and like mine. So I'm gonna be honest, I didn't even realize it got to day 2, and I was checking. I was like, day 2 should have happened by now. I don't know how I missed it. I will say day 1 is phenomenal, and I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I'm thinking it's probably okay to not cut too much out of there. It seems like it's pretty good. If any parts felt dull, again, I'll leave the stream up for like an hour after, and then you guys will still be able to like maybe tune back in, leave a comment or something if you find something. But let's go ahead and actually switch over to the edit itself for a second. Oh yeah, the anvil exit, I thought of it and I was like, oh yeah, that's great. Oh, it didn't switch over. Give me a sec. Gotta plug my mouse back in. I have this really good system where I switch, like I use my mouse on my desktop with the wire plugged in, and I use the Bluetooth USB with the wire on my laptop, or without the wire. But let's see if it'll zoom in for me. So obviously day 2 ended and we were around like $200,000. Day 1 is 11 minutes long, which is almost a fourth of the video, right? It's a crazy amount of time, but I think it's okay to have it that long because like a lot happens day 1. We did so much day 1, and I think that's really great. And believe it or not, that was actually only about 4 hours of recording. So that's all this. I recorded on my desktop, transferred it over to my laptop. The files were too big, so I had to kind of do some cropping. But it was 19 gigabytes day 1, and honestly, it was fun to play. I will say it was a good refreshing like start because I wasn't exactly trying to like speed run it like my normal day 1s. But I don't know exactly how many hours long it was. It was something like 4 hours. So that was pretty good. And if I can get it to load, maybe it will, maybe it won't. But so yeah, all this I had to cut up. This clip alone is, we had just gotten the axe and it went for 47 minutes. And then we were, where is this? Just farming more wood. A lot of wood farming, 11 minutes. So 4 hours of recording shaved down into 11 or like 9 minutes of the video, right? So a lot of cutting went into this just to clean it up. I'm hoping you guys didn't just get an ad, but if you did, I'll try to talk slow for a second. Here is the day counter. So if you guys weren't here, every day I'm doing a different sort of counter, right? And this one,
I was kind of tempted to change it. I wanted to get your feedback on this. Obviously, it doesn't change anything about the video, but the bright orange just doesn't work as well for like the theme. All the other ones are like super cool themes, like the purple with the nether portal, the green with the trees. I have a green with bamboo also, and then this one's just orange. I think I don't really know what color to do it though. That's the problem. Is like this is here. This one's very visible. I was thinking of gray and I tried gray and it just didn't look good. Um, so funky. Browns definitely could work because everything's brown, right? Ooh, I actually really like the diamond idea. I didn't even think about that. That could definitely be something because I like there's a lot of browns and a lot of greens, so I was trying to avoid it. But diamond armor would be a cool color. I might note that down real quick because yeah, I'll definitely mess around with diamond color. Honestly, I could do that now. You guys want to see fusion? It's um it's fun. I don't want to turn this too much into an editing stream, right? Like I'm going to do a lot of it tonight. But let's see if fusion loads this time around because it loaded last time. It was just a little slow. But let's check it out this time. So sort of the behind the scenes, each one of these, basically the process to get this text on there is to there's this thing called like plane tracker where I can track like a surface. So what I did is I tracked the furnaces, and then you have to drag the text on there and add the text, add the formatting, which we're hopefully going to be able to edit in a second. Um, and sort of this red outline is that plane. Color of my skin, yeah, right. Like you can, I think that blue color is really cool. So this is the plane tracker, that red outline, and then you have to like track it and do a bunch of other stuff. Um, and then this is our text. So day 2, then we'll go over to shading. And this is the outline, right? And if we go over to 2, this, or no, sorry, 3 is the shadow, 2 is the outline, and then 1 is the fill, which we were doing a gradient for this because it just looks better, right? So let's see what we can do with this armor real quick. Let's see if I can zoom in. No. Let's grab, I don't know why it's coming out purple. Oh, because it's lagging. That's fun. Okay. So we got that blue on the bottom. And then we need sort of like a darker blue on the top, right? Yeah, definitely like fusion. I got into it a lot for this video just because I was like, oh, this is kind of like a cool thing. So I'm gonna grab, I think this blue looked pretty good. If I can grab it, that one. And then we're actually gonna switch these around. All right, keep the light on the top so it grabs people's eyes a little bit more. And then if I add one more into here and actually do a white, that can add like a hint of sort of that shine that we get from diamond armor usually, right? And we'll just make it a little bit less. Sort of something like that, right? Um, I know, Funky, the delay is just there, but you and me were on the same mindset, right? Switch it so the lighter's on the top, and it kind of like, because shadows are normally at the bottom, right? So it makes sense. Um, that's a little bit too much white, I will say. So let's see if I can move this. No, like maybe. Let's actually go into here and make this a little lighter. I like that. And then maybe we can do, I probably won't do this, but let's see what it looks like with maybe like a blue outline and go really dark, right? And go over to maybe a little bit more of a navy blue. Like that doesn't look bad. It looks a little off though. What would white look like? Right? 1 second. I can fix that. Go to here, solid. Yeah, ran into that problem earlier today. I was like, how do I fix this? No, white's definitely not it. Let's go over into blue again. Maybe go there. Drop it down, lighten it up a little. Maybe a little bit over to there. I think we're going to go with this. I don't know. What do you guys think? I'll let it catch up for a second. I know there is that delay. We're going to add that also as a custom color, right? Because it's a really nice blue. And then we'll also make it a little bit thinner now because it is a very harsh color on the eyes. So let's go like something like that maybe. That's probably a good thickness. Yeah, I think the blue is like the perfect idea. I really think that was good because that orange felt off to me, and I don't know if it felt off to you guys, but that was like one of those things. I was like, I don't know. Let's hit Control S so it saves just in case it crashes, and hop back over into this. And as you can see, it's back on this timeline. So that's kind of Fusion text tracking and all of that, and customizing in there. It's allowed me to do a couple cool things in this, but I used Fusion mainly for text, right? Like that was the big thing. At the start in the intro, I used it to track the thumbnail to the whiteboard, which added that cool effect. Let's go ahead and I think we'll hop back out of here. I don't think there was really too much in day 2 that I wanted to focus on, but if you guys see anything, just point it out. So let's go ahead and go back over to the video and hit play. Of course, to heal it up real quick. Once I got back to my base, I decided to build a structure to hide my portal a little better. We spent $5,000 on these really bad driftwood items, but I figure we actually need a shovel, so we'll keep one of those for ourselves, and then we can probably post the rest of them for like 10K and get away with that. And we just got to teleport in. They spent $18,000 on spruce wood. That's why I always like to put those chats out. You never know who might be looking for spruce wood, might be trying to flip it, might be trying to sell it. It has a massive build, and these messages take like 10 seconds because I just copy and resend the old ones. The one thing about what I'm doing now, these abilities are running me dry. I have nothing left to actually plant trees, so I got to start getting more saplings. I might have to start cutting some more down by hand. So that's exactly what I did all the way until day 3. I started off day 3 by teleporting to the spawner we had found yesterday, then quickly mined it out with Silk Touch. I ended up posting some cherry logs that I had bought the day before that would hopefully net me $2,000 profit per stack. And even crazier, there is 0 wood on the market right now, which means I can actually sell this for a lot of money. And it's not extortion because it's supply and demand. If
Yeah,
this doesn't
Funky,
sell,
I'm going to fix that
I'll lower the
brown
demand.
stroke, the
And
white
I'm
outline for some
thinking
reason
for the
that
store,
happens.
We're
We're
gonna
going to fix
sell it
that
at a
for sure. I
reasonable
wrote that down.
$6,000 a stack.
Thanks for
okay?
catching it just in case.
And hopefully we can get some sales with this because we know there's nothing posted on AH. Oh, looks like someone actually did end up teleporting. We just sold 2 stacks for 6,000, and we sold our first stack of cherry wood for $10,000 a stack. That is absolutely crazy. We control the market right now, and honestly, I feel like 10,000 for cherry wood is not too overpriced because it is hard to get. I can understand going a little lower on the spruce because I just literally got like 5 stacks in like a second. But that cherry wood, you have to find a cherry biome and you have to grow those trees and you have to hope to get saplings. You can't grow them as big as this. So I don't feel bad overcharging. Well, maybe a little, but you know, I don't feel too bad. At this point, I was having a lot of problems with mobs getting in the way of my farming. So I spent some time expanding the wall around our base. Looks like a lot of people are actually TPing and now they're just PvPing outside my clan. But sadly, no spruce sales. A little weird. While I was trying to think of other ways to make money, I went and claimed my daily in vote for today.
Okay, we did manage to get a helmet and I guess some better boots, so we might as well switch that out. We're only missing driftwood leggings, which is kind of funny, and then we'll have full prot 4.
With my newfound strength, I went back to the Nether with the goal of reaching $500,000.
And while I was in there, I actually thought about what I want my next goal to be, and that's to get Treasure Hunter, because I know for a fact that we can get a lot of money with Treasure Hunter, even if we have like a really low level pickaxe. And like we have this one, it's efficiency 5. So what I've been doing now is kind of just asking what the price is so I can first get a fair price, but also seeing if anyone is selling, because we're a non-ranked, no one's gonna see our message.
So in the meantime, while waiting for a reply, I made some quick investments for later on and made sure not to forget about selling logs every chance I got.
And once again, we are starting off the day by everything being sold on our AH. So we're going to go ahead and post some more on there.
So let's go ahead and break down day 4, right? So I'm glad you liked that camera zoom. It was one of my new sound effects I used in this video. I used it, I think, 3 times, which was super fun. So I'm going to try and reverse and just stay in here, I think. But let's talk about some cool stuff. So fun fact, this replay mod was recorded afterwards because for some reason I couldn't, or maybe this was the day that the replay mod was glitched. One of the days the replay mod completely corrupted, couldn't do anything about it, right? And I think it was this day because also
got like 5 stacks, and but sadly
wall around
a little. But you know, I don't feel too bad
because also
at this point.
I was having a lot of problems with mobs getting in the way of my farm. This part so I spent some time
also,
expanding the wall around our base.
Replay mod recorded later. So it was this whole day was corrupted. And it was super unfortunate because there was like what I think this is the reason this day is kind of like shorter than the others. It's like I can't do anything. I tried everything uncorrupting it. I tried going back to my house, grabbing a new replay mod recording and like transferring it over again. Maybe on the USB stick it messed up and it set me, I think it added an extra like hour or 2. And especially when I'm at college and I don't have much time to edit, it was like really, really unfortunate that it happened. But luckily it didn't really affect the day that much, right? Like the day was good. There was less replay mod, but that's not the worst thing. I'm definitely gonna, oh yeah, the day 4 text. I know. I was like, oh, I'm gonna like this person randomly shows up to my base, right? The Venom skin, and they're just messing around. We're hanging out. He sits on the chest, and I'm like, oh, this could be a cool transition into the next day. Let me just hop on, and then he actually decides to walk towards me, and yeah, he just decides to walk towards me, and I'm like, this is even better. Because what I was going to do is I was just going to zoom into his head. But instead, he walks through my vision, and it just looks amazing. It fades perfectly into the nether portal, and then the day 4 text is like the perfect color. It's definitely the best one out of all of them in terms of text color. And so, yeah, that day really came out like good, I'd say. So yeah, he had to like, I don't know, some people just showed up to my base that I recognized, right? So I was like, they probably know the alt account. But some of these other people, just like you'll see a few of them, there's a few different people without the video that like they are just random people that stop by the base, and we just have a great time. So it was really fun just recording this again and just being like, no one famous, no YouTuber rank, none of that. But yeah, let's hop back into it. Let me get to the end of the day. There we go. Well, I'll show you guys that transition one more time.
On and made sure not to forget about selling logs every chance I got.
And once again, we are starting off the day by everything being sold on our AH. So we're going to go ahead and post some more on there. No spruce wood is on there currently, so we're going to post 4 stacks. And it's also probably good to post one of the cherry logs. That way we can sell it for maybe a little bit more. Now, I've officially found someone who is willing to sell us Treasure Hunter level 3. But that won't be till tomorrow. In the meantime, we're going to have to earn some money. So we're going to try something else
for making money, and it's just solely going to be trading with villagers and grinding different mobs. I think something like that. Probably the best way to go about it. So I began looking for a P-warp to teleport to and settled on a cow spawner. Hopefully they have somewhere where we can trade for emeralds. Yes, over here, perfect. We got our leather workers, so we'll just quickly trade with them. And then there's also butchers, which means we can trade our beef to them also, which means we're making double the emeralds right now that we would at other places. And we also have to remember to repost stuff on AH because our spruce logs are going to be selling like there's no tomorrow. So luckily we have a few stashed away in here. And they're selling for 5,000, so we're going to continue posting them for 5,000. Then for the next few minutes, I continued gathering emeralds, and before I knew it, I had an entire stack and needed to decide what to do with them. I know we can potentially go to one of these pumpkin warps and actually trade emeralds for pumpkin pies. So all 2, here we go. So we buy that, and I can actually buy 2 from this guy. And now that we've filled up our entire inventory, we're gonna head to spawn and attempt to sell this and see actually how much money we'll make. So if I click on this and I sell my whole inventory, we're gonna get $100,000 just about from selling one inventory of pumpkin pie. That's insane. And we're also gonna put a stack of emeralds on there for 140,000 and see if that sells. Then finally, someone reached out about Treasure Hunter level 3. This person's saying that they're selling it, but looks like they're in a PvP zone. We're gonna risk it. We're in pretty decent armor, so I'm not scared of dying. But let's see. Yep, knew it. Had a feeling. If you ever see those combat marks, you know they're gonna try to kill you. It's just no fun at all. And there we go, we got away. You could see their ender pearl just slowly floating past me. They're not gonna make a trade. That's unfortunate. Got my hopes up for a sec. Looks like someone's buying 3, 4. And we actually almost forgot to vote for today, so we'll quickly go ahead and do that. And who knows, maybe we'll get lucky today. And we got someone who's literally buying out, I think, our whole stock. I reached out to them because they were spending so much money on AH. I was like, hey, we got them for 4,000 over here. And it looks like they're buying. They just bought about 10 stacks, maybe 15. So they just made us about $50,000. But you know, I'll welcome a customer like that any day. Looks like we just sold a stack of emerald blocks for $100,000. I had to drop the price down a little bit, but luckily we have another one that we can sell for $100,000. But that also means that we finally made our first $1 million. And I kind of feel a little bit more confident now reaching out to people asking for Treasure Hunter because we can actually afford maybe a lower percentage. But just to be safe, I continued farming until someone reached out sharing important information about Treasure Hunter. Turns out they're like way too low how much I've been offering. I've been offering my $1.25 million for even a 1%. And I guess that it's 2.25 for 1% or 3.25 million for 100%. Meaning it would make no sense for me to buy the rune since it would cost just under our targeted earnings. A brand new player just showed up to the base, so we're actually going to give them a diamond pickaxe. And then I guess we can also give them a stack of pork because they're going to die so fast. And there they go, off to start their own base. And we are back on for day 5 of this challenge, sitting at a nice... Okay, so that was day 4, right? So day 4, Funky, seems like you really liked it, so I'm glad to hear. Let me quickly look over it on my laptop, see if I actually have to switch over. Hey, Surf Bedrock, nice to see you again. Yeah, you know, this video, it's been a project for since January actually, when those shorts came out, right? So I've been working on this slowly. Day 5 looks stretched weird. Yeah, that might have been the perspective. Let me pull it up real quick. I'll have to start their own base. These perspectives were definitely really hard. Yeah, okay. So it's definitely not blended in, right? It's definitely like not. So one second, sorry. 3, 4. Day 5 right here, I believe. Um, I can definitely I'll try to shrink it down maybe make day 5's text a little smaller, right? Um, the angle is technically correct, right? Like the perspective matches the chests. I think it's just so vivid and the rest of the recording's a little bit more fuzzy that might have like thrown it off. But I'll shrink it down a little and go from there. The gray of the enchantment glint. So like that purple. Oh, like that top corner of my helmet. That's actually a good idea. Yeah, so we'll do day 5. I'll change that color after, I think, actually. Color change to helmet. Okay, day 5 did have something that I was considering removing because it felt kind of repetitive. So let's go ahead and hop over to. Actually, we can just go right in here, I think. Sorry. Okay. So I was kind of thinking that this part's a little bit repetitive. I'm not scared of dying, but so we'll quickly go ahead and do that. And who knows, maybe we'll get lucky today. Looks like we just sold a stack of emerald blocks for 100, about spending vote for today, so we'll quickly go ahead and do trade. That's unfortunate. Got my hopes up for a sec. So this part I think is a good breaker, right? But this whole day we've talked about wood like 5 times. So I kind of wanted to get your guys' opinion on that. Like, is wood, am I showing wood sales way too often? And am I mentioning like, oh, this person's buying, oh, this person's buying? Like, should I cut some of those out, do you think? Or would it be, like, do you think it's fine just to leave it, right? It's sort of something like that. Like, I don't fully, like, I think it's a good break, but that's also me. I want to include as much as possible. Um, but also it could be removed, right? Like it's not necessary. There's 20 hours of recording and I'm using only 48 minutes of that, right? You didn't notice it being repetitive? Okay, that's kind of all I needed to hear, right? Like we're chatting, so that might increase your like retention, right? We're chatting in chat. Um, but I mean if you don't think it's too repetitive, because it's honestly not bad, but I've mentioned like trading with people like 5 times, I think, in this day alone. So, yeah, I don't know. But it was kind of like a shorter day also. The next day is a little bit longer, so yeah. Oh, yeah, that's a good way of looking at it. Sort of like the successful of the wood business, and that's gonna be like, oh yeah, the wood business is super great. And everyone's like, what's the next sale gonna be? Oh my God, there's another crazy customer. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay, cool. I think we'll keep watching then, because that's kind of what I was looking for. That was the only sort of like note I had on this day was that I think. Um yeah, I think the other one was like the 1 million. When we hit 1 million, I did that animation, but that animation was I don't know, like if you have an opinion on that animation. It comes up I think I use it 3 times the entire video, slightly tweaking it every a little bit each time, right? Like the last one, when we hit 4 million, I use like golden text, sort of like, oh my gosh, it's the last big like the last big checkpoint, and then we're to the goal. Um, so that was the only other thing that I was like, yeah, it could be changed, it could be better. I did, I think, write down to like lower the volume a little because it was a little loud though. Okay, 25 minutes.
asking for treasure hunter because we can actually afford maybe a lower percentage.
just under our targeted earnings.
A brand new player just showed up to the base 100% for even a 1%. And I guess that it's 2.25 for 1% or 3.25 million for an 100%.
Meaning it would make no sense for me to buy the rune since it would cost just under our targeted earnings.
A brand new player just showed up to the base, so we're actually going to give them a diamond pickaxe. And then I guess we can also give them a stack of pork because they're going to die so fast. And there they go, off to start their own base. And we are back on for day 5 of this challenge, sitting at a nice $1.8 million. I have a feeling we're this high because everything sold on age. So, yep, no active listings and nothing expired. We sold a stack of emeralds overnight, and we sold 3 stacks of spruce logs, and we sold an enchanted book. We're gonna want to go ahead and repost some more stuff. So we'll do 2 mending books. Actually, I only have 1. Do I have another one in my PV? I do. We'll go ahead and post 2 mending books, and then we'll post 3 stacks of spruce logs.
I was feeling kinda lucky today, so I decided to immediately go and open up my daily and vote crate. From the daily crate, I got a shield. From the vote crate, I got money pouches worth $5,000. And finally, the driftwood crate gave me a shovel and a sword. And I knew for a fact that the sword would sell for $100,000. So I posted it on Age. Then from there, I went back to the cow farm to make some more money. And because someone was AFKing there, I managed to get a stack of emerald blocks almost instantly.
And our driftwood sword sold for $90,000. So we've hit, finally, 2 million, almost halfway to our goal. I'm currently feeling like a gambling man, and I might go ahead and actually buy ourselves an extremely rare unidentified rune and see if we're lucky enough to get treasure hunter. We're only investing $55,000 into this, and because of all the villager trading we've been doing, we actually are only 26,000 XP away from being able to identify it, making the total somewhere around 75,000. So we're gonna go ahead and find a blaze grinder and hopefully be able to get up to the XP we need to identify this rune. Luckily, we don't have to teleport away because they have a chest shop set up where we can just sell all of our blaze rods and actually continue to make our money back that way also. And I think it's finally time to go to the infuser and see if our gamble paid off. If we somehow get treasure hunter level 3 here, I'm gonna go absolutely insane. But identify rune, 75,000 XP, which is worth something like $150,000. Plus the 50,000 we used to get the rune. And treasure hunter level 3. Oh my gosh. I was not expecting that at all. I was expecting us to maybe turn like the same amount of money. That is the best gamble of my life, and I think I'm no longer gonna have luck for like the rest of this series. We're gonna be so unlucky.
So I wasted no time and started looking for lucky gems because we needed to get this to 100% as soon as possible. And to make it even more challenging, we needed to get 38 of them.
Go ahead and just buy this $22,000 one because it's not terrible. It's obviously not the best. Now we just need 74% more. So I'm going to pause right there real quick. Crazy moment, right? So I that's why you'll notice if you think back, right? Like I included so many moments talking about treasure hunter. And so what I originally planned was, well, it zoomed down into the rune. I was just going to do all these highlights from the video showing like one time me mentioning treasure hunter, another time me mentioning treasure hunter, and just like do that as I slowly zoomed in, right? But unfortunately that was way too complicated to edit, so I didn't end up doing it and instead did some other stuff. So I'll get to your point in a second, Funky. So, yeah, it was just crazy for treasure hunter. Out of anything I could have gotten, I somehow got treasure hunter.
and it changed the whole course of the video. Obviously, I wasn't going to sell it and just get to the point. Thank you for the warning. I'll wait a couple seconds for that ad to... Okay, thank you, Funky. And so, yeah, it was a crazy moment for, like, the whole video because I couldn't sell it to make money because that would get me straight to my goal, right? So I had to do the lucky gems and just apply this thing, get that rune onto a pickaxe and start using it as soon as possible, right? Because it's like the best money making method. Not actually, but like it's still a really fun one. And so yeah, I just went for it and it like it went really well and I'm still amazed at that. It's definitely one of my favorite things. You should add a drop shadow to the corner. Like, where do you want the drop shadow? Like, just like a black blur behind it, or like a specific side, like have a drop shadow in the front? I can definitely mess around with the shaking effect, I think. Make it super low. I like that idea because it could be like very stagnant. Let me just go back here. 100% as soon as possible. And to make it even more challenging, we needed to get 38 of them. Go ahead. I'll add a minor shake to that. So 2906, minor shake for L gem. There's a drop shadow effect you can put on the image. Okay, I'll look into that. Oh, like the text you're talking about? That, yeah, make it more visible. Okay, I like that also. Yeah, I'll definitely do that. Drop. I thought you meant the lucky gem. Shadow. I have like notes if you're wondering why I'm talking to myself. But drop shadow on counter. Because I agree it's a little bit tricky to see because the white of the lucky gem. So that'll be good. Like the outline, I messed with an outline, it didn't look right. But a drop shadow, I think I might have used it a little bit, but I didn't. I was like, it doesn't look the best. But I'll look into fixing it. So that lucky gem, right? I went to the game. If you actually go to my base currently on the Loverfella server, you'll see some snow on top of one of the grinders at that base, right? And that's where I took the picture of this lucky gem. Kind of fun, right? Before I was using just a random picture when I was editing, and I just grabbed this on Tuesday. I think it was. I grabbed this lucky gem picture, got it all lined up and all of that. Oh, on the lucky gem. Okay. I'll look into doing a drop shadow. I don't know if it'll look the best, but I never tried that, right? So I can definitely test it out. I won't probably do that right now because the lucky gem's like tricky to mess around with. But I'll see because yeah, it's kind of the counter, right? But the problem is that the drop shadow would also apply to the sparkles, which I don't know if that's the best move. But I'll definitely mess around with it, and because it's a boring counter, I agree. But yeah, okay, that's kind of all I wanted to mention for here. It's crazy happening that treasure hunter happened. Yeah, I'll definitely look into that. Thanks, Funky. I'll write that down. And just buy this $22,000 one because it's not terrible. It's obviously not the best. Now we just need 74% more. And this should be the last 25 lucky gems that we need for $562,000. The trade went through. Thank you so much. Let's see if we can get this up to 100%. 60, 70, 80, 90, and 100. There we go. And now we can go ahead, and this is a little painful, but apply our Treasure Hunter level 3 to our Driftwood pickaxe. That's probably not the best move, but it's gonna be the best move for the time being. And now we can head to the resource world. It was a little bit of a weird spot to spawn in,
But I think we're about to go swim down here. Nope, we're almost there. There we go. Oxygen. That was so weird that we were trapped down there. Now we have to find ourselves a little bit of a cave to mine in. Here's a cave. Let's head on in. Here we go. First one is a common, and it was the first ore we mined. That's so good. We are getting so lucky in this series, and I'm all for it. We've worked our way up. We got a lucky gem after all that time suffering trying to get them. We literally can mine them from ores. Let's do a little bit of mining and see what we get. We're down to deep slate now, so we can actually find diamonds, which might give us better drops. We do have to be careful of all these mobs. Holy, I kind of wish I brought my shield from back home. And our first very rare rune has finally dropped. Make sure we don't lose that. We're actually going to go ahead and set up a little bit of a base here because I'm running out of inventory space.
This would act as my smelting area and a place I could teleport back to when my inventory filled up with too many runes.
To keep our common runes here because they are the least valuable and they take up the most space. I see a diamond over there to my left. That's going to be our first diamond with Treasure Hunter. Let's go grab that. Let's see what we get. Just a diamond. That's okay. Money is money after all. First extremely rare. Sadly not identified. That would be crazy if that one got identified. But we're actually going to immediately go ahead and post that on page. I think we were seeing them go for about 100,000. Obviously, we bought ours for only 50,000. So we'll post it for $125,000. And it almost immediately sold. It's been like 2 minutes. So we know for a fact that we might have underpriced that. We're going to also post this very rare on there for, we'll do 100,000. This is a crazy cave system. Holy. The one good part about it is I can see all the diamonds. There's some more all the way over there. There's probably some over that direction. But we'll try to cover as much of this as possible. Diamonds, 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 diamonds. There's so many more diamonds. Like we found ourselves. You gotta be kidding. Okay, we're gonna teleport people in, I think, to get this. So that's a really good find. Looks like unfortunately we got 2 people down there PvPing, but hopefully they don't see me. Another extremely rare. Let's go. We're gonna post that on Age for 145,000 since the 120 sold really quick last time. And we're back at the base to start moving over some of these runes because we actually filled up our emergency storage over there, which I never thought I would see the day when that happens. But let's go ahead and craft ourselves up some chests for storage purposes. And we'll just keep our runes under here for now. We just managed to sell our extremely rare rune for $145,000. So we're almost back up to $2 million. Seems like the going rate for the very rare tomes are 75,000. So we'll go ahead and post these ones on there for $75,000 each.
By now, my focus shifted to selling the other runes we had mined, so I began setting up a chest shop.
Okay, let's break down day 6. So, obviously we now have Treasure Hunters, so the next step is to do all this mining. At times, I personally got bored when I was watching it, right? Or sorry, day 5. I don't know if I said day 5 or day 6 there. I got bored a few times. I don't know how you guys felt there, right? Like, there was... Maybe you guys didn't get bored of it. Maybe you kind of got distracted at some points and looked away. It's mining. There's not too much you can do with it, right? You can do some cool montages of mining, which I do in like future days, but
not as much with like other things. Um, too much of the mining? Okay. Should I have like I guess I can show like less runes, right? Because it is a long day. I just didn't know which parts to cut out because like I'm thinking, do I cut out like let's see. So this is where we start mining. So we start mining here. Obviously we can't skip too much of the start, but like do I get rid of some montages maybe? Like I could probably shorten this down by like 2 clips. Um I could get rid of the deep slate. Like does the deep slate part feel kind of unnecessary? I was like finally down to deep slate. Like do we really need to know that or do you think I should just jump like straight into just like mining? Like don't even mention that we're down to deep slate. Would you say to also remove the outpost then? I thought the outpost was kind of cool because it's like a crucial step of it, but like I guess like we could also remove that. Um Obviously keep the first extremely rare because that's like kind of big. Um do I get rid of the spawner scene where I teleport people in? We've already done that once, I think. I just think like the little smelting area is not necessary, but it's like a cool little thing. But maybe I'm biased, right? Because like I designed the video. I'm like, I want to include everything. Um, yeah. In chat, do we have an opinion? Should we keep the get rid of the spawner scene? Okay. I'll write that down. We're getting rid of it. So this is day 5, right? Yeah. So yeah, I agree. The spawner part didn't add anything in terms of story building. I did that for other parts, so I really should have done it for this one. Okay, so remove the spawner scene, shorten the number of mining parts. Um, I think I'll try to shorten it down. Let's see, how long is it? It's 26. It's 8 minutes long, right? So if I could shorten this down to maybe 7 minutes long, get rid of like a minute worth of mining stuff, that might be good. I don't think I'll do that now because again, this isn't really going to be like an editing stream, but I'll definitely do that before releasing it on Sunday. Um, which should hopefully be the date that it's released. Fun fact, I did some cool things where I'm going to do like some promotional shorts, right? So I open a crate key for that month's crate, and I opened it after completing this. I immediately hopped over, opened it up. I'm gonna do that because I started off. I'm like, I just finished my challenge of making $4,600,000 or whatever the number is, right? And then I'm like, now it's time. But the day 7 reward was a Earth key, I think is what it was, nature key. So I'm gonna do that as a sponsor or as like a shorts. And then I was also thinking about doing like a death counter. So like every death that I have, I show that, right? And just be like, when you're trying to complete a challenge, but you die 27 times or whatever the final death count is, right? So I need to edit those technically still also. But let's go ahead and hop back over. You guys kind of just like confirmed my suspicion that it's a little bit of a boring day, right? Yeah, spending the money. The problem is everything's so inflated that I don't know if I could actually spend the money. I was supposed to buy an item and I was supposed to give away the money, but now the money's not worth anything. So, which I just realized I got rid of the part where I explained that I'm giving rid of the money. Oops, I think I did at least. But yeah, let's go ahead and switch back over to the video and hit play. Hopefully we can continue to make some money off of our rune shop also, because it took a little while to actually set that up. This looks like a pretty good spot. I see a lot of ores, so I think we might have started up here, but then we dropped down to get the other stuff. And our first extremely rare of the day, and it auto-identified, and we got anti-combo counter. Not sure actually how much that is, but I know it's for sure worth more than if we were to just sell an unidentified one. So we're gonna go ahead and do a little research and then hopefully post that on AH. Sadly, it was worth only $50,000, so I went back to mining before I returned to my base to advertise the rune shop just a little more. Look at the size of this copper. So the fireworks scene obviously doesn't add anything, but I thought it was funny, right? But watching it right now, it might be a little bit too long, unfortunately. I think when he stops moving, I have to cut it there. So let me mark that time down. Because I don't know, maybe it's not too long. Like, it's funny, right? Like, it's just this person teleports and there's all these explosions, right? It's like this store's getting. I hope it makes me money. Everything just gets blown up. Yeah. So 35, 20. Shorten firework scene. Because I think I have like context, right? Like, I'm like, oh yeah, I know fireworks. Like, I know what the fireworks are funny, but like you guys watching it might just be confused. So I'm gonna, I guess, shorten it down a lot, right? Not just like a little. I think that needs to be cut in half because it's just this random pan for no reason. Which is a shame because I thought it was funny, but watching it for like the 10th time, maybe not so much. Look at the size of this copper vein. That's absolutely insane. That's one rune from it. Will we get it? Like, I'd love to get like 3, but I have a feeling we're just gonna get that one. But we'll keep mining, see what happens. We've already gotten like 5 levels for the mining. Okay, that's a second. It's a 4th one from this little area. And this one keeps going too. That's 5. 6. That's 7, and it even identified. Only Nightblade level 3 though. Just give me a very rare or an extremely rare. This is such a massive vein that if we don't get one good one, I'm gonna be so sad. And nothing good from all of that. That is insane. We got over an inventory of copper right there. Also, this copper made me think that we might be in a dripstone biome, so I made my way towards the surface, eventually finding an open cavern with ore patches everywhere. Looks like there's more copper up here. We're actually super close to the surface, which is surprising. Second extremely rare of the day, unidentified, so we'll actually make a little bit more money than we did with the other one. I don't see any on AH right now, so we might actually be able to get away with selling it for 200,000.
and maybe someone will buy it and take that risk, because if they're as lucky as me and somehow get treasure hunter, they can make some crazy profits with that. We're gonna be staying around this Y level, I think, and just continuing to mine all this copper. Hopefully we'll be able to get a decent number of runes. Another extremely rare. Oh my gosh. We went without getting any, and then now all of a sudden we get 2 in 10 minutes. Good old mining ability just got us 2 rare and 1 lucky gem. Let's go. And I think that is every single piece of copper in this cave that's not like on a roof or something that we'd have to build up to. And kind of just in time, because I think this is our last piece of food that we have. So let's head back to the base and do a little organizing, maybe a little bit more advertising, because right now there's like no one here buying stuff, and we have a full double chest of common runes, almost a double chest of uncommon, and the rare is just about half a chest. Between messages, I also claimed my daily invoke keys. Like, we are getting a lot of business, a lot of people teleporting. This is perfect. We have 5 people in our claims right now. Although that guy I don't think liked it. He just said LL in chat. So let's go ahead and open these up and see what we get. Maybe we'll get lucky and actually get like a decent prize today. We haven't had terrible luck, but we also haven't had good luck. So we got a money pouch for 10k. Some XP bottles, kind of useless. And then from our driftwood keys, we get claim chunks and 2 skeleton spawners. Okay. And we managed to sell, I think, our very rare and a few rare runes. So we're back up to $2 million. And we just sold an extremely rare on AH for $120,000. We're making more money now. We are in the positives, I think, from this enchant. But while we continue to advertise our rune shop, I'm going to go ahead and incinerate some of these common runes, because they really aren't that helpful. We're actually going to take the skeleton spawners that we won from the crates and post. Okay, question. Is it working? Yeah, the mic's working. Yeah. Okay, I think the mic's working. Anyways, that part with the incinerating, do you guys think I should keep it? Because, like, again, it's similar to the, like, spawner situation where it's like it doesn't add anything to the story, but it is something that could be added. I guess if I'm questioning anything, it should just be removed. But any opinions on that by chance? Just shorten it? How would you, like... So, would you say to, like, remove it or just, like, shorten this? Let me go all the way back. If it can play. So we're back up to $2 million. And we just sold an extremely rare on AH for $120,000. We're making more money now. We are in the positives, I think, from this enchant. But while we continue, I guess I could remove that little part where it says, like, oh, we're in the positives. Like, I don't think that's necessary. So let's do 40. We are in the positives. To advertise our rune shop, I'm going to go ahead and incinerate some of these common runes, because they really aren't that helpful. We're actually going to take the skeleton spawn. Okay, so remove the time lapse. Got it. That we won from the crates and post them on AH for 60 a piece, so 120 in total, since we have an extra AH slot right now. And then we'll also take our zombie spawners and post those on there for 90,000 for the both of them. We made a friend. He gave me fish, I gave him chicken. Now it kind of just looks like he's throwing out all his junk, but that's okay. We'll still take it. I posted one last advertisement in chat before preparing for day 7. Day 7, our last day to complete this challenge, and I am 1 million
$563,000 away. Okay. So I did say that we were not going to watch day 7. It's up to you guys. Do you want to watch like day 7? There's like I've learned that I got to cut out some of the mining, right? Like there is still a decent amount of mining. Like this spawner again could probably be cut out. Um there's some other stuff in here. Most of it's not like unnecessary, right? I think it's fun for you guys just to have a chance to exactly, right? Like just watch it all at once with none of these interruptions and just have that um like experience. Which I think means that we're not going to end the stream yet because there's so much more behind the scenes that you guys can see, right? There's so many things I've planned. I just wanted to get through the video first so that that's there and I can get that feedback, right? But let's go ahead, hop over to my laptop real quick. And yeah, so day 7 is kind of long. It's 40 minutes to 4, it's 8 minutes. Okay, that's not too bad. But this is day 7, our little secret, right? So you guys have seen the edit. You've seen most of the features. This is the every time the money tracker comes in to play, right? And then we have the different days. We have the overlays. There is a total. Let's see if I expanded this up. There's a total of like 250 like B-roll overlays, maybe more, something crazy like that. Yeah, and then in terms of songs, there is almost 40 songs. There's 37 songs here. Sound effects, those are spread out a little bit, but there's at least 150 sound. No, scratch that because some of them are muted. There's probably at least 100 sound effects in this entire video, which like realistically, that's only like 2 a minute, which isn't that crazy, all things considered, right? Um, yeah, kind of some cool stuff like that. If you want to see anything more in specific, let me know. But in the meantime, I'm just going to keep going through it, right? Yeah, naming the different tracks. I don't do it too often, but like it is still kind of like helpful to do, right? Um, I released a uncut version like 3 months ago, and I think like 2 people watched it. It's hidden in a secret file. Um, that you guys could track down if you wanted to. It's somewhere on the channel, but it's kind of I thought it would be fun just to like give it um or like to show it. I th- Maybe it was no, yeah, because I cut it after, I think. This is like originally this whole video was an hour and 40 minutes of like stuff that I could potentially use. So this is the whole track of things that I could potentially use in the final version, right? And then we cut that down. So started off with let me do quick math. Started off with 20 hours of recording, then cut it down to an hour and 40, then cut it down to um the 46 minutes that we have there, and now I'm going to probably cut off another like 3 or 4 minutes because of all these corrections, right? So there's so many different stages to cutting this down that it's crazy. um Realistically, I think I could have gotten it done in a month if I just worked on it constantly, but I went back to school and all that, so I had to focus on classes, right? Get good grades. And also I don't think I'd even be able to concentrate when I was here, right? Or when I was there. I did every so often, and that's when I'd get a few things done, like the replay mod, but nothing too crazy. I also chose to do the intro in an alternative tab so that it wouldn't lag so much. It still lagged a lot, like a very large amount. Um, so much so that I had to render it and then like do the sound effects over that render and then copy it over to the new area. Um, so yeah, really, really crazy. Let's check out this, right? So I built this set in game. I don't know if I'll be able to. Let's open it in Fusion maybe, or no, I can do it actually over here if I can find it. Let's see. So I built this set in Minecraft to sort of get this clip. I wish I still had the timeline that I did, the storyboarding, because I planned out this entire intro and it kind of came together in the end like fabulous. Let me, you know what? I know a faster way. Replay recordings. Where's replay mod? Yeah, I know. DaVinci Resolve, it's a very powerful thing, but it lags a lot. So these are all the replay mods for anyone wondering. Um, there are a total of probably, if I can get my keybinds correct. Back. Oh, because I'm pressing the wrong button. There's a total of 179, right? So I probably removed a couple of those. So something like 160 replay mods were used in the creation of this video. Where is it? Where's the intro? Hmm. The intro just isn't here. It's not in assets. Like it's somewhere. But it's not here. Okay. Not in voiceovers. Replay recordings. Replay videos. Nope. Weird. Well, anyways, if you look really closely down here, you'll be able to see it. But basically, I had this white concrete like like banner or board, right? And then I at first it wasn't tracking correctly, so then I had to go in, re-record the entire clip and the whole replay mod camera. I had to redo that, and I added these like black lines so that it would have something to sort of like track to. I think I could have done this better by just manually tracking it once I learned like um the face tracker or I'm forgetting it now. I've been talking for so long, but once I like changed the um plus also like yeah, if I learned how to use the planer tracker better, it would have been able to track it manually, but I learned that too late. I originally for this billboard wasn't going to do the thumbnail. I was going to do a like counter. I was going to do like just numbers counting up with a white background or some sort of background, and then like in 7 days get written across. But I was like, oh, the thumbnail could be kind of cool, right? And so then I went ahead and I added the thumbnail, and I was like, oh, there's this really dead spot that just doesn't look like it's going to be interesting. Let me see if it'll start showing it. But so I decided, hey, let me go ahead and I think I can grab it in my downloads and show you guys. But I went ahead and I made some different versions of the thumbnail. One without the 168 hours, one without the 68 and the balance of my head. And then I was like, I can make it so it counts up on its own above my head. And that'll sort of engage people a little bit more for the intro because the intro's got to be super engaging. And then when I talk about 7 days, I can have 168 hours like come into focus on the screen. So there was a few problems, and I would have preferred to actually like combine these two and actually have like the orange text but no text up here would actually look a little bit better, because what I had to do is I had to fade this text into the text that I had counting up on the page, which doesn't look the best. So I might still do that tomorrow. We'll see. I don't think it's really too noticeable, all things considered, because I have a time so like the 168 fades on when that's crossing over and sort of changing formats. So it's really not noticeable. And it's a pretty quick and easy fix, so I'm not too worried. We have sound effects. I did this in two separate sittings because I did first one, the second one was yesterday when I finished it up, or sorry, today I think. Yesterday, today. It was today when I finished it up, and then I started it like months ago. Just because I was like, let me do the intro. That was like a big theme I'd say with this where I was doing stuff like in parts because I think these parts were really important. And if you look at the community posts, right, like I was always trying to update. If you look at the dates in the second from the second 2 times ago, that one I've been tracking all the dates. You can see when I did stuff, and that massive checklist I had to get off. And so I actually went ahead. Hey again. Um, I went ahead and I grabbed uh all my thumbnails. So I drafted my thumbnails super early on and came up with a bunch of ideas. So I started off with some sketches, right? Like I did some research and tried to figure out like, oh, what could I possibly do? And so I've posted this in the Discord before, but these were some of those sketches, right? So you can see some of those in this draft of them I'll show you. But you have like different villagers, you have different numbers, different styles, and all of that. And then you have some of these. So this one obviously was a finalist. This one I came up with because of the Beast games, right? Like that's his whole thing. So this big money pile in the center. Obviously, I'm glad I didn't go with that because Beast games isn't as big of a trend now. But when I was recording, it was like a pretty big trend. And then the other option is this one right here, right? And so I'm actually gonna probably do A/B testings for this, which is like a feature on YouTube where you can post 2 thumbnails it uses, and then whichever one's the best, it'll continue using. So I'm gonna compare this one, or wait, let me shrink my camera back down. So I'm gonna compare. One sec. For some reason, it's okay. Let me hide that. There we go. So I'm gonna use this thumbnail and I'm going to use this one down here because they're two drastically like not drastically different styles, but like two different moods. One has like a lot of text, it has the balances, and then it has like the hours, and then this one's just like a lot of items and like day 1, day 7. So it's kind of like looking at those um and whichever one does better will do better. There's obviously some changes that I could probably make to these, but I'm trying to keep them simple and not overthink thumbnails because I know thumbnails are the most important, but usually I overthink it. And obviously there's these different versions and drafts and stuff that like if neither of these do good, I can always change back. But I think I'm hoping this one does better because I liked this one better, right? But this one also is a really good like thumbnail. It just maybe needs to be like cleaned up a little bit. I don't know exactly. It just feels a little off to me. And you can see the different versions for that, right? Um, like there's first I started with this was the rough draft, like all these other ones, these rough drafts, right? And then I went into, oh, like a little bit cleaner. And then I was like, that background's boring. Let me switch into some block backgrounds, change the armor so it's more visible, and then add these dollar signs around it. And it looked great. I do think the balance is off though, so I had to fix that. I could be wrong, but I had to fix the balance. So I might have to do that before I post also, so the title matches and like the introduction matches. I haven't talked this much in ages. I remember I used to be able to stream for like 4 hours and my throat wouldn't even hurt at all. Oh, I miss those times. But we can actually go ahead and take a look. Hey, Army Dog, how you doing? I know it's been a while. It really has. It's been a pretty long time. So let me go ahead. I can show you guys some of the things I did in the thumbnail. So let's go ahead. We'll grab that and I'll drag it over here. So I no longer have my Photoshop subscription. So I just went back to my original, right? I used to use let me just, I don't want the ads on here. I used to use Pixlr when I was just starting out. And so after my Photoshop subscription ended, I came back here. But because of Photoshop, I learned like a lot more skills about how to create thumbnails, a lot more like I know how to do it better. So obviously I'm missing some stuff. Like I can't use masks anymore and sort of like cut stuff out easier. You get stuck with all these different layers and you can't like color correction is the hardest thing in the world because you're trapped in here with adjustments or sorry, filters, or yeah, adjustments, brightness, say I want to change the brightness, right? Once I change that, the only way to undo it is to fully undo it. I can't change anything other than that. And so it makes it very challenging to do color correction. But I think the thumbnail, all things considered, turned out really well. I spent a lot of time getting those colors correct. Um, and I think the only change I might make is like the diamonds could be something different, right? Like the diamonds could be I can't do emeralds because of the dollar signs. Gold just wouldn't look good and would clash with the 168. So I think I have to do diamonds, but unfortunately that kind of clashes with my skin color. So not quite sure if I'll actually ever change this one. I'll probably keep it because it's pretty eye-catching, all things considered. The only weird part, again, is the 168. I feel like that just doesn't fit as well as like other things, but it's definitely a good like eye-catching thumbnail. So these are the different layers, right? So like we got the 168, we have the hours, um, we have the little derpy guy noob skin. I didn't want to do my skin. I felt like it's better to have like the derpy guy or someone like something more recognizable, right? We have my skin, which I grabbed in Minecraft with NPC mod, which is super helpful with thumbnails. You can just place down an NPC, give it armor, all that stuff, and it makes it really easy. You can pose it and have different things in its hands, make it do different poses. I've been using that for like a year now, maybe 2, and it's every time I make a thumbnail. How did I not know about this? Because I could never have armor, and now I can. We have like the balances. We have the transparent backgrounds to make it more visible, right, and make it really look like tag. We have the diamond blocks and the stone, which I actually just pulled offline. Super easy. I was like, diamond blocks in Minecraft, and I was able to pull it up, right? And then yeah, that's pretty much this thumbnail. The other one is a little bit trickier to explain, but basically I had to go into Minecraft and drop stacks upon stacks upon stacks of blocks and diamonds to kind of get these pictures, because this let me see if I can find it. So these are actually separate layers that I pasted, that like I cropped out, and the diamonds are separate layers. So there was like the diamonds, yeah, they're right here, right? So each one is a different cluster that I had dropped down, and and all that. Funky Pro, thank you again for coming out and all the advice. I hope you like the video when I release it in 2 days, and yeah, have a good night. um yeah, so I could do the 7 days. I found that it looks a little weird. I'm thinking the only way to sort of get around that is to maybe make the 7 larger, so then it like fits better, but then it feels lopsided because the 7 has like this gap on the right or on the left side. But I might mess around with that more because the 168 does feel a little bit off to me, right? But yeah, so same thing with the dirt. I had to crop the different layers and all that, and get it in here and sort of make this like cascading background. And then you have your normal text. I did the same thing, NPC mod, and then line down the middle to split it. And yeah, let me see if there's kind of anything else I wanted to talk about. Particularly, I'm looking at my list, and there's not really much. I explained the timeline, explained the intro, the recordings, the Fusion tab. You know, that was really fun with all the text, kind of like matching that onto there. And the thumbnails, these are the 2 that I'm going with, probably. And yeah, that's the behind the scenes of that stuff. Is there anything you guys particularly want to see? Do you want to see anything on the timeline a little bit more, or anything like that, right? Because, right, like the timeline, there's so much on here. I could do the entire thing, but I don't think my computer can. I sadly don't think my laptop can handle that. So, it's gonna switch over. Yeah, it's a little laggy, but that was kind of like the video. There's so much more that went into it. Easily probably 80 hours, if not even 100, spent on this video, creating it over the past 5 months, or like 4 months, I think. Just because, yeah, it's the it. I think I'm exaggerating probably with 100, but maybe like 80 hours, because it was a decent amount. But yeah, I mean, video will be up in 2 days. Probably release it on Sunday, and I'll be recording my next video, which I will tell you guys is I'm thinking about doing like a fishing challenge. I have a maxed fishing rod, and I'm thinking about 10-minute fishing challenge. Be super cool, like the 10-minute mining challenge where we get points based off of like what um what runes I fish up. But I'm also, it would be really cool to do like 10-hour fishing challenge and just fish for 10 hours. And like realistically, editing that shouldn't take as long because all I'm doing is throwing a fishing rod, right? Um, and sort of just see like how high my fishing level can get, how many lover bucks I can get, how many runes I could get, and stuff like that. Because I got to do something smaller because obviously this one was way too big, or not too big because it was a great video, but maybe a little bit too much. And so um I probably need to like change some or pick something a little bit simpler. But I don't want to follow up this video if it's super successful with like the 10-minute fishing challenge. I don't think that's right. So 10 hours might be the way that I go, all things considered. And yeah, but let me know if you guys have any ideas if you're watching right now. I do hope you enjoyed this stream. It's been like a year and a half probably since I've streamed. This is gonna go private. If you in like, I'll do like 30 minutes. So if you guys want to go back a little bit and sort of watch over some of it and leave a comment with some advice, I'd really appreciate it. We got so much. I can show you guys my notes actually. Uh, so it's my page of notes. All of this is going to be addressed, and we're going to do some changes in volumes, some text alteration, obviously cleaning up those day uh, 4 and 5, 5 and 6 mining videos or mining parts, right? We got to cut some of those out because it is really where like I knew it was like struggling, right? So yeah, hopefully can get that done tonight. Record tomorrow, get the stream up, or get this video up tomorrow night, or might do tomorrow at noon. So make sure to look out for it. Check out day 7, and it should be great. So I hope you guys did enjoy this. Thank you again so much for the help. It's been a lot of fun making this video. I am kind of happy it's done and I can work on some other stuff and some other smaller projects because I do want to get videos out, right? I can't keep this 2 videos a year going, but yeah, thanks for the advice, guys, and I hope you like the video when the final version comes out, because you pretty much saw most of it. But that day 7, it was pretty fun to record it. I'll admit that there was a few technical problems that I didn't talk about. There was the video corrupted. I had to spend like 4 hours trying to fix that video. But yeah, thanks guys. Like always, have a great day.